Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CEO Talk Mumbai. This is an initiative by the Talk. The theme of today's session is Rising to the Challenge with Tech Advantage. My name is Muthu and I'm the founder of Crumbles, an organic cookies brand. CEO Talk is a platform to share ideas, insights to transform organizations to create a better and transparent forum for meaningful business relationships and partnerships. This event is brought to you by Tata Telebusiness Services. It is the country's leading enabler of connectivity and communication solutions for businesses. They offer services ranging from connectivity, collaboration, cloud, IoT security, and marketing solutions. Tata Telebusiness Services offers largest portfolio of ICT services for business in India. I'd like to start today's panel discussion by introducing the eminent panelists who have joined us. Now, I know this is a virtual session, but please let us all give a good round of applause as I introduce them so that we have a good energy flowing inside the room. I'd like to start by introducing Mr. Wagh, CEO, Commtex Solutions Private Limited. Welcome, sir. Followed by Mr. Rohit Singh, Business Head, StraCon Business Services. Welcome, sir. Mr. Sandeep Golechha, Founder and CEO, OOMERO Limited. Welcome, sir. Mr. Leenesh Singh, CEO, 10,000 Startups India. Welcome, sir. Mr. Siddharth, Lodha, co-founder, Stepbuck Technologies Private Limited. Welcome, sir. We also expect the presence of Nabendu Chakraborty, Director, Dellstar Industries Private Limited in a short period of time. I'm also pleased and my honor to recognize the presence of Madam Janis, Regional Marketing Head, Mumbai, Tata Telebusiness Services. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I also invite Janis for a brief opening remark for today's session. Over to you, Janis.
Yeah, thank you, Muthu. And a very good morning to all the eminent speakers once again. Thank you for sparing your time and taking out time from your busy schedule. So I will just take few minutes of introducing what Tata Tele Business Services it's all about, what are its core values, and what is our overall market strategy. We have all experienced during the past 1 year, COVID-19. And each one of us has seen that COVID-19 has acted as a tipping point for digital transformation of the workplace. And we can also see that this will speed up further. Is there a, can you hear me? Hello? Muthu, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
Okay. And as technology is now a vital pivot on which enterprises are totally dependent for their business continuity and growth, digital agility, thus, is becoming a critical factor for the workplace to communicate and collaborate effectively, both internally and with customers. Enterprises are moving fast on their digital curve and are embracing hybrid work culture that allows them to service their customers from anywhere, anytime. To meet this growing demand, we have strengthened our portfolio of services such as cloud-based communication solutions, collaboration solutions, Internet of Things, data management, and cybersecurity solutions. We have recently launched an advanced cloud communication suite, which we have called Smart Flow, which combines an uninterrupted flow of business communication with intelligent call routing and monitoring. Not only this, it also offers on-demand scalability, which allows businesses to adapt quickly to changing business conditions. We all know that how cybersecurity is very important, and therefore Smart Flow also comes with the enterprise-grade security and reliability layer. Cyber attacks like phishing, ransomware, etc. have become far more pervasive and sophisticated, especially during the pandemic. To address this, Tata Tele Business Services has enhanced its cybersecurity portfolio to provide a world-class security platform, and we cover email security, web security, next-generation firewall, endpoint security, and multi-factor authentication security services. Therefore, Enterprises now have access to a comprehensive smart perimeter security proposition, which is robust, scalable, and can be rapidly deployed at an affordable cost. TTBS has further strengthened its suite of work from anywhere solutions to meet the demands of the hybrid workforce. Solutions like hosted IVR, it allows enterprises to quickly set up distributed call centers and enable agents to work from home anywhere, anytime. Others like hosted PBX, audio and web conferencing solutions, international bridging services ensure connectivity and collaboration amongst teams spread geographically across the globe. Tata Tele Business Services is also a trusted provider of IoT services that are designed to facilitate real-time tracking for informed decision-making. And the IoT portfolio comprises of asset management, fleet management tracking, school bus tracking, and workforce management. For the last 2 decades, our deep customer engagements have helped us to develop solutions that would enable enterprises to compete and win in their respective business segments. We will continue to play the role of technology enabler by strengthening our portfolio of services, especially in the areas of connectivity, collaboration, SaaS, IaaS, IoT, and cloud, while simultaneously enhancing our network and sales reach capability to cover as much of the enterprise footprint as possible and enable all enterprises to do big. Thank you once again for sparing your time and joining this session. And I'm sure it will be a very insightful one. Muthu, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Janis, for that really very wonderful and informative opening remark. And thank you for setting the tone of today's session on such a high note. Now, let's all quickly jump into today's panel discussion. As I said, it's going to be a full-length panel discussion. I have 5 to 6 questions with me, and I'd love to hear your perspectives on those questions. The first 2 questions are going to be a very generic questions, and I request you to keep your answers really short for that. Yes, looking back at the last 1 year, now it has been a roller coaster ride for a lot of us, right? So this pandemic has affected our lives really hard, both in the personal aspect and the professional aspect. Now there are a lot of people who really had a good time, who made a good fortune out of the pandemic, and there are a few who really had hit it hard. Now, at this juncture, talking about it, from the panelists, I would really like to understand, how has pandemic affected your business and its impact on your revenues? And for this, I'd like to start with Samir sir, over to you.
Okay, definitely yes. No new orders for the last month. Okay. And the ones which we are expecting to close and get started are also not come through. So nor is it seen that they are yet to come, they are about to come also. So we cannot just do wishful thinking, that okay, we'll get and all that. But so as such, there are no revenues, only expenses. And this year we have to just let go. I mean, that's very clear about that. But because we had a sustainable organization, which we planned proactively, we are surviving and we will continue to survive for a few months or for a few years. That is what we are expecting. But we are not sure how long this will go on and on, actually. We had a little thought process that in February and it is getting improving. So we were thinking that, yeah, now it is getting opened up. But we are not, again, the March figures of 1,000 in Mumbai and 8,000 in Maharashtra has killed it. So we are facing difficulties, but we have reduced staff also, kept a bare minimum and which we can sustain, and we are going forward. So that is, there is no sign of recovery as such. Cash flow still not coming. We are in the B2B market. Organizations are just not buying, and nor we do see some healthy enough to invest in new products in the coming year. So situation is grim, but we are going to fight it. Okay, let's get it.
Thank you, sir. Yes, we have a very positive insight right from the start of the session. Yes, over to Sandeep, sir.
Yeah, the pandemic has been difficult for everyone. I'm pretty sure, but it's actually been quite good for my business. We were just coming out, And we were helped by legislation. As legislation has changed in different countries, which has meant that more and more companies have had to engage with IT solutions and stuff like that. And recently, I'd say the last 2 months, we're actually seeing some really good traction in terms of new business coming our way. New systems.
Sir, I think you can be a little more audible, sir. It's not clear what you speak. Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so we're getting more traction. We're getting 4 or 5 new customers come to us for enterprise-based solutions. We're quoting for expect to close at least 2 in the next month or so. Quite sensitive prices with very good recurring revenue. So, we kept our team very, very small. We've elongated our development time to fit with the pandemic and actually dovetail with what we see going on in the UK and what's happening in India and in the Middle East, and therefore we kept that balance, so we haven't had too much of an impact.
Okay, thank you, Sandeep sir. It's over to Rohit sir.
Mute, please.
I've given you a request to unmute you.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there has been a huge impact on the businesses and the revenues, but we should also accept that there has been a new opportunities has came up, and there has been a major transformation changes in the traditional way, or we can say the way of doing the businesses. We can take the examples like in this financially challenging but new opportunities and avenues that came. Opportunities for us like the content driven customer engagement, content development for the small coaching classes, those who were hesitating to going for the online classes. Now they have approached us for developing the content and also trained their faculties for taking the classes. And another thing, what has happened, the demand for the finances has increased. And for that purpose also, we have got a good opportunities. Yeah, no doubt there has been the major challenge in delay in payments from the clients, and which we can expect that it will go to the next financial year.
True. A delay in the payment has definitely been an issue for a lot of companies, especially the SMEs.
Even we can say there will be delay in the delivery of the services and the products also, because as still most of the organizations has not completely opened. They are still working with 20 to 30% of the workforce.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, over to Leenesh. Leenesh, please. Yeah.
So we have been working with a lot of startups and MSMEs. I think we also experience similar things. Coming to our organization, we have been into the virtual space, the virtual incubation space. I've been talking about this since 2019. And most of the people had a resistance on virtual incubation. People used to ask me questions that without meeting face to face, how can you mentor me? And ye virtual to chalta nahi hai, and a lot of stuff. But then post COVID, everybody started appreciating ye virtual acha hai. I can connect with any mentor who could be sitting somewhere else. So you actually get a bigger community now. And people started even ready to pay us on that when it comes to revenue, or even taking equity. But coming to the other stuff, raising funds and all, I think it was slow for from March to around August. But post September, a lot of investors, they started showing interest and they started evaluating startups, and startups also started getting term sheets from September. Recently, last month, we were able to raise funds for around 18 million USD for an agri-tech startup. And that was through a share transfer agreement, different way of a deal that we did. So I think overall it was pretty good. And I hope in the coming months, a lot of things will improve because the market is open. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leenesh, for that. It's over to the fitness champ, Siddharth.
Thank you so much, Muthu. Yeah, so for us also, the experience has, to be completely honest, it has not been as grim as it's been for many other people, I'm sure. Being a startup and being like, purely tech enabled. We were quite easy to adjust to the work from home routine. I mean, I don't think from the time since the lockdowns initiated in March, I don't think me or my co-partner have stopped working really. And another thing, if anything, like this time obviously gave people to like made people focus a lot more on their health, on their fitness, on just being fit. And we tried to provide them like some modicum or some way of improving on that, and kind of rode that wave of people's concern for their fitness and their health. So overall, I know I don't think I would be complaining too much. I think work was quite smooth. People who we were dealing with. Sure, the first few months were a little slow, but then things picked up, and I guess everyone did want to restart as soon as possible. So they were more inclusive to like, yeah, okay, let's hear you out. Let's try something new. Let's partner with you. So that went quite well for us. And I think, yeah, like I said, since March till now, I don't think we've stopped working. So that's been okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Siddharth. Now here we have someone who is trying to keep both the people fit and also his business fit.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're trying to do good. Yes. So one of the biggest news that I read yesterday was India is officially out of the recession, and they're looking forward for a positive financial year closing. But apart from that news, I'd like to understand from you panelists, how do you foresee this financial year closing? Is it going to be on the negative side or is it going to be on the positive side? Again, I request the answers to be very precise. I'd like to start again with Samir this time.
This year we have to let go. I just said that, but we are in the process of digitally transforming. We have sustained our organization and we are going to sustain it. That's there. It stands it. But we have reduced, but still we are just seeing the bright hope coming out from different types of different countries. Sales, the revenues coming out, people opening up, and just putting the money. I mean, there is not seen anything positive here, but let's wait and watch. This year we have to let go. I have to say, the next year we will see it better. And it's not something. There are certain regulatory aspects which we expect that government should also take it up. And in the banking and funding space, 3 years continuous profit making, 3 years then only we can put on the loan. These things in COVID situation at least has to be thrown out. You cannot be profit making continued growing and all that in a serial way and a graph going up like that in such type of COVID-19 situations.
Okay.
So that's it.
Thank you, Samir sir. Yes, over to Sandeep sir.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of changes from our point of view. So we are going to have to. We're stepping up our marketing. I think the coming year should be quite a good year for us. We're very, very happy about what we're seeing. But last year is a write-off. I mean, from our point of view, we just it was just spent developing technology, so we just burnt money basically, which is fine for what we were doing. And we basically took the decision that we write off the whole of 2020. There was no point trying to fight the curve there.
All right. Thank you, Sandeep sir. Is over to Rohit sir.
Yeah, financial year, I will say it will be negative, but I take it on a positive note that any transformation, it has a little bit hit back in terms of the resources and the finances. But yeah, definitely it will bring a new processes. It has made us to go 5 years ahead in terms of adopting the digitization and the technology, which the earlier companies were hesitating, even the SMEs were hesitating, which I found out now they themselves are going very much upfront. And it has in the business transformation, we have got a very good businesses in terms of the IT adoption, or the companies are looking for the setting up. Many retailers has approached us for they want to set up their own e-commerce site and how they can go take their business to the next level in terms of the digitization.
Okay. Thank you, Rohit sir. Is over to Leenesh.
Yeah, thank you. I think COVID is very positive for us because most of the business ideas that we had, which we planned next year, for example, the venture fund itself, I was not planning for at least 2-3 years, but then there are a lot of investors from Singapore. They have shown interest to invest in India. And I think the MSME sector actually requires a equity fund rather than just debt and all, which I think Sameerji has rightly pointed out. We don't have banks who invest like SoftBank is there, where you invest in equity in companies and all. So I think there has to be some policy changes. I think we're pretty happy to work on it because the international markets are ready to invest in India through some VCs or funds. And I think MSMEs are also now part of startups as per the new policy. So even the government is looking at changing certain stuff for MSMEs so that they can approach global markets. And definitely, I think manufacturing, if it picks up, exports would be there. So we are pretty happy. We expect around 20x growth for 10,000 startups.
Wonderful, wonderful. So that's a giant leap, definitely. Is over to Siddharth?
Yeah, just speaking on from what Leenesh was saying, I think I'm also quite positive about well, being a young startup myself, and for us looking to raise funds in the future, I am also quite positive to be able to do that in the coming year and the coming time. Yeah, of course, this year has helped us digitally transform, and now it's a. I'm apologize for quoting a buzzword, but it's like a post-COVID. Now the new normal stuff has started, but yeah, I think like the digital transformation has been great, and it's definitely gonna help us and the way businesses work. But yeah, just looking from going ahead, I'm quite positive. I think things will get better, and I'm just hoping that it's good for like all our MSMEs at the same time. Yeah, I hope we all have a good future ahead.
All right. So I think all the panelists' answer are in line with the news yesterday. We're all very positive regarding the financial year closing, and we are definitely looking forward for a better normal wherein we compensate with all the lost days and the lost businesses. I think we're all going to go forward. And at this juncture, I'd also like to talk about one phenomenon that became very prevalent during this COVID, which is the work from home culture. So before COVID, there was a huge debate whether is it going to really work or what are the pros and cons of it. But after pandemic, I think it has become the most used method of working in a lot of corporate. But I would like to understand from you panelists, what type of the setup is going to work for your business in specific? Is it going to be the regular office model, or is it going to be work from home, or is it going to be the hybrid? But instead of voicing out your answers this time, we're going to try something very interesting. I'd like to understand from your actions as they speak louder than words. So if it is going to be the office setup which you're going to prefer, give me a thumbs up using your left hand. Or if it is going to be the work from home, give a thumbs up using your right hand. Or if it is going to be a hybrid, give me a namaste. So what is going to work for your office setup? So okay, we have all right, we have 4 hybrid and 1 office setup. Is it Siddharth? Is it office setup?
No, sorry. I mean, right hand. I mean, it's the other way for you. Work from home, basically.
All right. Okay. Yeah. You prefer work from home.
Yeah.
Very, very much. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, panelists. And moving forward, so one thing that connects all the entrepreneurs, what we have in common is the thought process of what next, right? So no matter whatever the chaos we are facing, no matter whatever the haywire the situation is, we always take a step back and think, what next? What is the solution for this, right? So at this juncture, I would like to understand from you panelists, what was that one technology you adopted during the pandemic to ensure the continuity of your business? So for instance, Zoom itself is a technology adoption that has been done, right? So just like that, what was that one technology you adopted to ensure your business continuity? I'd again like to start from Sameer, sir. Over to you.
Okay, let me say what kind of technology, but prior to that, you also said about work from home strategy. The biggest challenge is employees' thought process. Basically, the aspirations of individuals. In Mumbai, at least, there are small homes, distraction of people in families. There, number of people are talking in the background. TV is on, and older generation are not willing to, are not able to even adjust so easily. So employees are working in parents' place, or they are working in in-laws' place, or so bringing the right people together is not always possible. Actually speaking, when you come down to remote, we need to plan and get things done, and there has to be a maturity in the employee level that they can work at home. So internet access is also not good with good bandwidth everywhere, and working from home in many households is not treated seriously by the families itself. When you are working at home, people say that, okay, you're not doing anything. In between, these are some of the things which we have there. But if we have to use some great products like what Tata Tele is coming out and all that. So we need certain things like, okay, the what you are doing at office level should also be happening at home level. Because see, as far as what I am saying, that in my house, me, my wife, my daughter, everybody is working from home in separated rooms, and each one are working in 4 different directions basically, and nobody is they require to have a secluded, separated area. Fortunately, I have it, but that's not with everybody. So we need whatever which is you are giving it in the office available at home level with security, but with 4 different organizations. My daughters are working in different organizations. My wife is working in my different organization. I'm working for a different organization. So all these things are totally different. So this is what is needed, and this is what will enable businesses to benefit from digital transformation. Then only this work from home will go.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Samir sir. So I like to again put forward the questions. What was that one technology you adopted to ensure business continuity? Yes, I would like to hear from Sandeep sir. Over to you.
Yeah, I think for us actually, it was the using these like Zoom, Google Meet, everything. We used to do WebEx all the time, once in a while with the bigger company stuff. But this actual getting used to actually using video more frequently to have that connection with our clients, where we can't actually sit and meet with them, that has really changed. And I've worked from home for many years, but I always, it's just a telephone call, sit, chat, get it over and done with, and then just go in for the meetings as we needed them. But now having to conduct meetings in this way, it's meant that we've also, me and my team, had to change how we actually structure things, how we actually get deals done, how we actually do presentations, demonstrations, demos, how we train customers up. So that's been quite a learning experience for us, I would say. And also bringing in like security features that we actually sell to customers and actually using them ourselves more and more. That's also been quite a good change for us.
All right. So the video conferencing apps have been one technology that has been adopted. Is over to Rohit sir.
So,
yes, Rohit sir, over to you.
Yeah. So I want to give you one example. Work from home. 5 years back, when I was not 5 years, 7 years back, when I was working with one of the company, ITS came out with the option of work from home, and at that time everyone was like, how it can be happen, how the infrastructure will be done. But now post COVID, I think that has been made very comfortable everyone. And as the Samir sir has also rightly highlighted, that it also depends upon the mindset of the people. Even when the lockdown has started, and March, from April and May we were not working, but from June onwards I have started the working. The initial resistance was there from the team also, like how can we work, how it can be done from the remotely. But definitely it has also opened up the new business opportunity and avenues, because as we are, our most of the clients were earlier was the developers. So in there the work was not going, so we were hampering the business. And when these small projects have came out with the for the coachings classes, and when some 2-3 e-commerce website companies have approached us for getting the retailers, and even retailers has shown the interest setting up of the going digital. So that has given us the new opportunities, and we have even tried to train the employees, the faculties, and the content development which is one of our KRAs, we have also got those opportunities. We have been able to encash those things.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rohit sir. It's over to Leenesh.
I think maybe I am the one who went in the old age. Being an HR, I used to tell people, you need to talk to people, meet them. And when we say 10,000 startups India, we are into business consulting. Honestly, I used to call people randomly. I just used to tell them, kya chal raha hai? And you know what used to happen on television, right? Ek news chal raha hai, ek mahine se, Sushant Singh and this and that and whatever. So a lot of people had something in their, I would say, mind to vent it out. So they used to call me and tell me, "Arey yaar, business ka aisa ho gaya, waisa ho gaya," whatever. So I think with calls and WhatsApp messages, we built relationships in the first 6 months. People started realizing that there is a guy, Leenesh, just call him. Maybe uske paas solution hoga, something like that. And I think that has helped us to actually get a lot of traction in the last 6 months. So the relationship with calls and WhatsApp has helped us, and we know customers much better than what pitch decks and data they share with us. Because what is internally going in the mind is more important than whatever is there on an email or paper. So I think building relationships is what we did. And I think honestly, everybody knows the video used to be off, right? You hardly get up at maybe 9 o'clock. You don't want to be on the video. Pehli baar video hota hai, then the video is off, right? So these things used to happen. People, they didn't used to come on videos also because it was a work from home. So I think it has helped us overall to build relations. And I think now we are doing a lot of face-to-face meetings. That's what I said. See, unless people meet you face-to-face, you will not be able to close deals. To close deals, you have to meet face-to-face. The way people open up when they meet you face-to-face may not happen on an online call. So I think even this session, if this is a face-to-face, it would have been maybe a different session, right? But I appreciate Muthu and all the organizers. I think it's a great session.
Thank you, Leenesh. So an adoption of a very simple technology, WhatsApp and a call, I think has been of a great, has bore a great fruit for you. Yes, over to Siddharth.
Yeah. So for me, like for us, actually, the technology that's really helped us, of course, it's for everyone, but like, yeah, Zoom and Google Meet and all, it's definitely helped us. I would call it a necessary evil, because while it's really important and it's something I've been using day in, day out, but yeah, it can also get kind of taxing, like a lot of screen time, and it's just like your voice gets spoiled because you're shouting every time talking to the other person. So yeah, like this definitely like it has made it also, but that also made me realize that so many things that maybe before COVID time we used to actually end up meeting for small things, but they need not be the case. I mean, some things that you could just get done virtually also. On the other side, there are also, of course, certain things like when Leenesh said and other people have said that some things you do have to be face to face or physically present to just make it get done faster. But yeah, just for us, for me, and for our company, for Stepbuck, I think just Google Meet and Zoom have been I think I talk more on Zoom than I talk to actual people now. So yeah, but that's been the biggest driver for us also.
All right, thank you, Siddharth. As you rightly said, we were all doubly busy during the pandemic than the normal hours, right? So we all thought we'll be very free and all that, but instead the reality was like we were actually very busy than the normal during the pandemic, attending all the seminars and meetings virtually. But one thing which I would like to convey here, which I think all the entrepreneurs would definitely agree with me, is that the technology has always been there. It has always been there right in front of us. But this pandemic has forced us, to embrace it quickly than the time required. So all these work from home, Zoom, were all a plan of a couple of years, 3 years later. But this pandemic has forced us to embrace it so quickly. I think that's how we can rightly put it. And at this juncture, I'd also like to understand from you panelists, each of everything has its own set of pros and cons. So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced while adopting to the digital normal? So that will be my next question, and I would like to start with Samir sir once again. Over to you, sir. So please unmute yourself.
So basically, as what I said also a little bit, that the challenges are in Mumbai, for instance, people come from, say, far off places like Kalyan and Kazat and come down to office in, say, central Mumbai, which is where we are, say, Chembur or wherever. So each one goes ahead with a 1.5 hour traveling time and almost close to 3 hours for some people. So it's a boon actually working from home. So somebody people have adjusted to it. Some people have not been able to adjust to it. So what we did was we came out with some strategies, perhaps which will aided us in helping the situation. So those who are in the 4 kilometer range, people who are coming out, we are asking them to come to office and attend office in normal working hours. And those who are on far off, many people have also gone onto their villages side. They are ready to work from home. They are there. So women with small children or with can work remotely, and they have to. But the only thing which we said that you have to have a good bandwidth, and we asked them to make it up. So such type of things has definitely worked for us. Yeah, services staff are connecting by AnyDesk and TeamViewer, and then they're resolving it. So those are there, and those who can work remotely, work from home, we have given them an option. They can do that, and those who cannot, better you come down to office and do the work. But we are focusing on productivity, delivery, service, and things like that. That is mandatory. Whether you are in a project, you are not in a project. So everybody has to give the 100% towards that, and that is what is worked out. And with relation to relationships, what Leenesh said, I am quite clear that planned meetings, Google Meet with customers weekly, monthly, we are following it up. But with related to, you need to have a regular handshake, but hand is also not required to be done, cannot be met. So those are also there. So I hope the pandemic, this sort of travel restrictions go away. But we are also looking at alternative lines where remote online training can be given, and online services can be given, and online digitization can, where Tata Tele comes out with some nice devices, nice programs, and we merge our solutions along with Tata Teleservices hardware and the solutions to give them a good customer product. So that's what we are in the sense.
Okay. Thank you, Samir sir. Over to Sandeep sir.
Mhm.
Yes, so, so what was the question again?
So the question is, what are the biggest challenges that you faced while adapting to the digital normal? Yes.
Yes, so I think for us one of the biggest challenges was actually working with our software development team remotely and trying to make them understand. So ours is a very technical product. Compliance has many nuances to it. You do your KYC, KYB, everything else, and trying to sometimes make our engineers understand, why certain things have to be done when you don't have a whiteboard to sit and actually explain them. And we've got 10 different guys with 10 different questions hitting you. That became a challenge. So actually, going back and actually, writing out big presents, putting a drawing together and actually explaining everything, and then having a session on each drawing that we've done. That was a new thing, as opposed to just walking into the office and scribbling everything on the whiteboard and getting it done. Which was, half an hour, everything was finished. It was like, a couple of days session to get everything done, understood, and all the little questions from each person and working around everyone's timing. That was a challenge, but I think we got around it, but it was difficult.
All right. The virtual KT has been a challenge. Very interesting. Yes, over to Rohit sir.
Yeah, see, same challenges what Sandeep sir has faced. It was there with us and even with the clients, because most of them were the small time developers. So in terms of getting the things done, and even when they were in requirement of the finances, for that also getting the documents, because they were habitual of doing everything in the hard copy, to getting everything is scanned, going to their offices. So at that time we were facing the problems, as most of the employees and the colleagues were out of the town. and visiting, and as we were having those issues of the spreading of the COVID in Bombay, and most of my clients were in the red zone only. So we used to
Okay.
get those IT infrastructure was the one of the major challenge. And yeah, now we have started adopting the ERP packages. My clients are also accepting, but yeah, better now we are getting up habituals.
Okay. Thank you, Rohit sir. Yes, I think Leenesh is all of big smiles. I think he has something very interesting to say. Yes, over to Leenesh.
Yeah, so before I answer this, because I think we have Tata Teleservices also as our event sponsor. See, the biggest challenge is, I think what I faced was mindset and trust. When I say mindset, if I say to an investor that if you have 3 video calls with any startup, so why don't you offer a term sheet? See, I'm not asking you to transfer money, right? Just offer a term sheet that you are interested. So the mindset was, unless I meet him face to face in my office, it won't happen. And you know how it used to be in India. कल उधर लॉकडाउन है, परसों उधर है, अभी इसका कलर रेड है, अभी इसका ग्रीन है. I mean, every day it is like changing, right? So that was very difficult for us. That is mindset. And the second was trust. People don't trust unless they meet you. So investors used to be like, I don't know whether he has an office. I want to check it out. Now my answer to this entire chaos is, everybody knows that 5G handsets are there in market. 5G. You know what is 5G? One side we talk about innovation, we say we are CEOs and CXOs and this and that, and investors, they tell me, how do you do a tech audit? तूने कभी product check किया है क्या? And my question is, do you know what happens if 5G comes in? You actually have a AR VR. I have done so many startups in AR VR. You literally don't go and meet, you can experience. There is a virtual dating app also now in AR VR. It's an Indonesia company that is doing it. It's already there in Bangkok. So if I talk about technology, the way things will change in the next 5 years and 10 years, if we don't adapt, I would say COVID was a trailer for everyone to adapt to online, to have trust and mindset issues solved. Because once 5G comes in, we are bound to go on it. We don't have an option literally. In fact, visas, immigration, the check nakas, the octroi, the state tax, everything will go. We'll have one policy, simple. So I would simply say we should learn to adapt and change the mindset. Things will go in our way. If we resist, we perish. That's what happens. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Leenesh. Virtual dating app definitely sounds interesting. Is over to Siddharth.
Yeah. Thanks, Muthu. So, the challenges that we faced with technology, of course, I did mention earlier that work from home worked very well for us and we were able to get our work done. But at the same time, there were also times when you do realize that, okay, for something which are some little technical points or like little technical discussions, which I would ideally like to sit face to face and get them done. Like if I get it done in, if I would take 1 hour face to face, it takes me like 2 hours or 2.5 hours virtually, because you have to like screen share and then some things are not clear, and then it's just a lot of discussions and a lot of confusions do end up happening on a virtual call. So that is definitely a challenge, which acts as an impediment to the work. Apart from that, of course, fortunately for me personally, I did have the comfort of having my own space in my own room where I could sit and get my work done. I know that most of the people, many people do not have that that chance, and that can get difficult. I mean, you're living with other people, and there's always other noises and other distractions around. So it has its definite set of issues also. But yeah, I think this is the new way going ahead, and with new technologies coming up and new tools and softwares, and like, yeah, as we mentioned, AR, VR, everything coming up, it is, you have to ride that wave and sort of go with it. You cannot hold back, and you cannot not adapt to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you, Siddharth. And I think, as he rightly said, finding a very quiet ambience while working at home itself is a very big challenge. Doing a meeting peacefully at home is definitely a big challenge, as like Siddharth said. All right. So we were talking about the challenges so far, and right now I would like to understand the solutions part. So I'd like to ask you panelists, what could have been, or what is that one enterprise solutions you think will be necessary for the increase in productivity of your company? So that will be my question. Or to put it, like, what kind of enterprise solutions you feel can enhance the productivity is going to be my next question. And I'd like to call upon Samir sir once again.
Yeah, see, what we are looking at, we are we are giving a totally strategy and to a complete automated office. Okay, it includes everything: website, digital workplace, connected customers, local customers, efficient delivery on time. Just a communication, it has to be as a part of, as an inbuilt strategy for a organization to say that, okay, if this can be done online, then it has to be online. Now, as a product, we have provided entire solutions and we have given multiple solutions. We have, if there is a cash transaction, it has to be a digitally only. It is a hotel ticket, it has to be a ticket confirmation, it has to be digital only. If it's a local communities, local services, all well connected, everything into the space. So when we are working out with a total product solution, we are now extended our ERP solution to a completely industry specific solution, which gives out a complete digital workplace and all employees, customers connected. And we have multiple options in that. One is the Salesforce platform, another is the Microsoft platforms, and in that we are also giving our own platform. And the fourth part is also there with related to some intermingled third-party applications which are there with some partner applications from Indian things which are also there. So this is the single platform which we are providing for every industry. This is called as the Power University for University. We are giving power logistics for logistics warehouse. We are giving power energy for solar power EPC manufacturers and manufacturing organization. We are giving power pharma, which is our solution for the pharma industry. So and the backend can be SAP, backend can be our own ERP platform or any other. So all these sorts of, so a direct way by which people who have already implemented the SAP, they don't have to throw away, but they can do with any other. So maybe it is SAP or Microsoft Dynamics or any other, they can still adjust it out, but they will get the digital workplace and a complete solution, which is a single solution for that industry.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Samir sir. Over to Sandeep sir.
Can I have the question again? Because I was just listening too much to Samir, what he was saying.
Not a problem, sir. So what kind of an enterprise solutions you feel can enhance your productivity is the question.
Yeah, sorry. So one of the big things that I've realized, and I think we've touched on it a few times, is bandwidth. You know, we have like say at my place in Bombay, we have like Geo and one broadband, stuff like that. But you know, I always find that you know, sometimes they're running really fast, sometimes they're running really slow, and I think that one of the things that has to happen is, you know, our infrastructure has got to be made better in India, you know, to actually handle the loads that are being pushed on it. And that's something that, you know, the bigger companies like, you know, Geo, Tata Teleservices, and you know, whoever else is out there, you know, that they need to actually you know, turn the taps on a little bit more, be a little bit more generous at this time, so that we actually have better communications infrastructure, so we can actually run, you know, bigger loads and stuff. Because if you start running a few programs simultaneously on your systems, you know, it just slows down. It just can't cope sometimes. And you know, I mean, I typically run like I think at home we have like a 300 Mbps. You know, I just upgraded to like 300 to 500 Mbps on Geo. But you know, your upload speeds are like, you know, nominal compared to what you're getting in downloads. And it's those sort of little things that, you know, when you're trying to do a big video call, you know, and you've got 3 or 4 different people in the house doing different calls, it just takes the bandwidth away. And it doesn't matter if it's me or if it's my employees and they're sitting out, in the suburbs somewhere, unless they get the bandwidth, and and typically here people are all sharing. My wife is doing something else, my daughter is doing something else, and if they're all on the net together, it even with the best of stuff, it can be a challenge. So I think that's the one thing I'd love to actually change is actually lower contention ratios and stuff, so that the bandwidth is actually really good and really good upload speeds. Make a big difference to everyone.
All right, thank you, Sandeep sir. Is over to Rohit sir.
See, one of the major is the availability of the infrastructure, because if you will see, only the enterprise solutions, first ERP packages and everything, it is only limited to the cities, tier 1 or the metro cities, and which needs to be taken to the tier 2, tier 3 cities also. And another thing, better infrastructure is required in terms of the internet connectivity, which I feel there is this to be taken.
Okay, sir. Is over to Leenesh.
Yeah, sure. So before I answer this, I'll just repeat one line. In India, the biggest investment in COVID was with Reliance Jio, 1 lakh crore. And investments are for future, not for the past. So it is for 5G. Everybody knows that. You'll also have digital currencies soon. So a lot of things will change. So when I speak to my employees or even my business partners, I just say technology will keep on changing. What will remain constant is trust. So whether you meet a customer face to face, whether you meet online, or whether it is AR, VR, or it is email or messages, what is important is trust. If you build trust, whether you are working as an employee or whether you are doing business, you will be successful. And trust is something you cannot buy with money. Even if you have investment of 1 lakh crore, that doesn't mean Reliance will have all customers. Correct? So what is important is trust. And I think for trust, what we can do for our customers, for our employees, is what we should focus on. 5G ka 7G ho jayega. Japan already has 7G. Tomorrow it could be 9G or some 100G by the time we die. So I think technology is not my focus, though I always invest for technologies through the investors. I believe trust is more important. Everything comes later. Thank you.
All right. So someone's having trust as the biggest enterprise solutions. Very interesting. Yes, over to Siddharth.
Yeah. That's actually quite interesting when you said trust. But for me, actually, what I was going to say is already been said by the other panelists, and I feel like the Wi-Fi, internet connectivity, bandwidth definitely has to be improved. A lot of the as Sir mentioned, that while in Mumbai or Delhi or the big cities, it's fine. We have good internet connections, but when you go further down into India, down to the smaller towns, it does get shoddy. It is difficult, and that does act as a problem while working with people who are situated not in the big cities. So I think internet connections in definitely need to be improved. The structure of the cable structure, the fiber cables need to be improved, and we just need to have I think that will help make India more connected with each other, and it will definitely be a good. It'll really help businesses in the future for sure.
All right, thank you, Siddharth, and also the panelists. So the question was the enterprise solutions that will increase the productivity. So I was looking for something technical based, and I think Siddharth and Sandeep sir gave me, also gave me some really good answers based on the connectivity and bandwidth. Definitely is wherein we need to get connected to all the employees, especially from the suburbs and the rural areas. Is definitely a challenge, and probably we will definitely have better solutions. With Tata already providing us a lot of solutions to make sure that the business is connective, and productive. All right. So moving forward, this is more or less like your own strategy type of a question. So one thing that worked very well for you during the pandemic for your business that you would like to share with the others. So one thing that worked well for your business which you would like to share with the others. I'd like to start from Samir sir. Over to you.
See, we got something which I already said that, okay, something which worked is that our people got, we made our employees itself understand that if you are productive and you are delivering, then you have a secure job, else you are not having it. That was the frontline message which came out, and that was what it is there. So that has worked. People automatically are very clear. Our people were not leaving our organization upfront for just for a small pay rise, and that has worked very well. So the second part which has been there is we gave them liberty for working from anywhere, anytime, if they feel so, and we were always connected. We were saying that, okay, you are connected, that means you are online and you are attending office. If you are not connected, that means you are sleeping, you are taking a day off. So that's also was controlled well, and that helped out. Further, any type of liberty, and we have given them security with related to our stuff with our company. That's what has worked with related to them. That they are not going to be seamlessly kicked out because of some reasons like COVID-19. That has been very clear message which has been given. That has worked. They put on their extra effort, and that's what.
All right. Thank you, Samir sir. I think flexibility really worked well for Samir sir. Yes, over to Sandeep sir.
Yeah, I mean, I think what really worked well for us was the fact that everyone really pulled together. In this real time, people took on multiple roles in different countries where they're working, and that was what really changed for us. And that my guy who was like my CTO in London said, "Don't worry, you can't be here. I'm going to help you. I'll handle the sales." And they took on different roles. They helped push the products out for us. I was stuck out here in India, and I was building the India stuff that I was doing over here and building customers here. And so yeah, it was great to see this. Just the way people changed. That was just for me was the biggest thing. Where everyone more than just pitched in. We're a small startup, but we're really pitching way above our weight, I would say, and bringing very complex solutions to the market. And it was just the way that my whole team just really pitched in, and different customers also were also helping us in many different ways. I think that whole camaraderie was really for us what really changed for us this year. Really my whole team really just amazing, really amazing.
Right, staying connected with the team definitely worked well for Sandeep sir. Yes, over to Rohit sir.
Yeah, for me, like the initial day, it was a little bit challenge, but in terms of the targets has been given to all my colleagues, and even we have provided them the time how they can achieve it and how much time frame they are having and how they can go about for that. Like we were having the training sessions and how they can approach the clients and how they can make it comfortable. So those things has definitely come up, and team has literally supported us in a very nicely in terms of the acceptance of the technology and the digitizations. Also they have taken it not in our organizations but also the MSMEs and the other clients who were looking for it. uh, our team has been great in terms of the implementation.
All right. Thank you, Rohit sir. Over to Leenesh.
Yeah, I think for us, we were able to do three things, which was very difficult otherwise. The first one was to grow the community. When I say growing the community, today we are part of a lot of global partners. Through global partners, we were able to reach out to a lot of startups. A lot of people know us. And I think this could have been maybe 2-3 years journey if it was not COVID. The second thing that has helped us was events. We did a lot of events online and a lot of people participated in those events, and the community also worked together. So definitely, I think because of COVID, everybody has to come online. There was no option. So I think that has helped us. So community events, but the best part that has helped us was global markets. So today we are working with Japan, the Japanese government. Japan has a digital minister, by the way. We have IT minister, telecom minister. Japan is the first country in India that has a digital minister. And we are working with them on getting those digital projects for startups and MSMEs in India. I don't think they would have trusted us if we were not active in COVID. So that's a great asset opening up Japan. The second was Malaysia. So we are getting nanotechnology in India for MSMEs. The way you do traditional manufacturing will change. For example, if I just give you a 1 minute example, if you have a chips packet, it can last for 3 months. With nanotechnology, the same chips packet can be there for 2 years. Now you can export to global markets. You're a small chips manufacturer, right? So nanotechnology in textiles, food, packaging, energy, a lot of things will come to the Indian MSMEs. Government also got a 1,000 crore seed fund for MSMEs. So now everything is going pretty well, looking at things that have come to our favor in the last 1 year. So I'm thankful to COVID ideally, but I think it has affected a lot of companies when it comes to cash flows. So I think we are actually working on the venture fund with the equity markets for MSMEs in India. So that problem also, if we solve in the next 6 months, I think we'll be able to do even wonders. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leenesh. Over to Siddharth.
Yeah, so two strategies have worked really well for us. One of them was definitely like after lockdown initiated sometime around like May, I would say, when things were slowly beginning to open up, like they started online, they started e-commerce. That's when we realized that so our business works a lot on making partners with other people, making alliances with other companies and selling their products on our platform. So that's when we realized that in this time, everyone is eager to get to get work started. Everyone's eager to get their businesses running again. And which is why they were very open and very, inclined to new sort of partnerships and joining us. Maybe in normal times it had been a little difficult to reach out to people, but in this time everyone wanted to do whatever they could to sort of just get back on track. So that was one thing that worked for us, where whoever we connected with, they were like, yeah, oh yeah, definitely we'll be interested in partnering, or we'll be interested in joining hands with you. So that was one thing that we realized that helped and helped us grow. The second thing was also, as I mentioned earlier, that the pandemic got people a lot more focused on their health, and we took to that new ride and new trend, and we did organize a lot of events, like virtual events, of course. Like we did virtual, like one of them was this a virtual marathon that we organized with Kotak Mahindra Bank as a main partner. So they did it as an employee morale building activity, where they told the people that like get this app and walk as many steps as you can throughout, of course, being indoors or being in your building, and just the winner gets some reward. So that was a thing that we organized, and it did work well. Like people were a lot more focused on their health, so they started downloading the app, they started taking care of how many steps they walk or how many kilometers they do in a day. So that concern for the health and fitness was another thing that we really used to advantage, and helped our company go ahead.
All right, thank you, Siddharth. I think, as he rightly said, the virtual fitness has been a big business during the pandemic. So we had a lot of home instructors, a lot of personal trainers who took sessions over Zoom. That has been very lucrative. Yes, I would like to ask one last question to all the panelists, maybe a lifestyle-based question. I really request the participants to keep your answers very, very short. What do you read or watch to get your business updates? So this is a very simple question. What do you read or watch to get your business updates? And again, like to start with Sami sir, requesting to keep your answers very short. Yes, sir.
Okay. See, what we need is what the big players do. I mean, we are customers. There is a major gradual changes happens related to restructuring and purchasing. Large companies getting purchasing, and various other types of radical changes happening in the industry. So those are some of the things which we definitely have to watch. The second thing is with related to the technology, new products.
I think your phone is vibrating.
Hello.
I think I'm hearing vibrating sound. Is it from your end, sir?
Are you not able to hear me well? Okay.
Yeah, now clear, sir.
Now clear. No, there was just a phone call. Okay. What I'm saying is there are the technology changes. Like Microsoft has come out with Microsoft Viva, and that changes out at a your level with related to how you are going to adjust it out with the telecom. If anybody has the that sort of thing. So
Okay.
these are some of the things, technological changes which are happening. These there are some regulatory aspects, some things like cryptocurrency and anything like thing if it does come out and digital currencies is what is there. See, these are some changes which radically change quite a bit of, and that have to be on the watch. We are.
Sorry, Sandeep, sir. I think I have to cut you short here.
Yeah, I think these are some things like
Okay.
there is,
Moving on
there
to
is
Sandeep, sir. I'm repeating the question once again. What do you read or watch every day to get your business updates? A very simple question. Over to Sandeep, sir.
So yeah, I mean, I read a lot more stuff in the financial news, but I also read a lot of different things like Sifted and the information. A lot of information comes from McKinsey as well. So these are things that I just read on a daily basis just to see what's happening in the market. Tech in Asia, Tech Watch in London. So these are the things that I typically read, and then I have a lot of online stuff that comes from like Economist and all my regulatory updates that come from different countries. So I get to see what happens once in a week. I get a complete compilation that comes with all different regulations that changes or that are expected, and then different laws that are coming out. So I probably spend about like 3 hours a day having to read these things just to keep a track of what's going on. So between like 7 and 10 in the morning, my morning cycle. So.
Thank you, Sandeep, sir. Yes, over to Rohit, sir.
Yeah, being from the content development background and the research background, so I keeps on referring to various online news. Then Wall Street is there, Harvard Business Review is there. Then also I've got the subscriptions of the EY news research reports, KPMGs, and S&P research reports. So I'm having those access. I keeps on updated myself through those.
Wonderful, sir. I think you really have a good source of information with you. It's over to Leenesh.
Yeah, I think my difficulty is I work in startup ecosystem and I have on LinkedIn. Typically after office hours between say around 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, I read a lot digitally everywhere about them. There are a lot of free magazines also where a lot of startups are published. I go over there. Then obviously I told you I call a lot of my friends who are maybe investment bankers or brokers or college e-cell guys, that anything exciting you came across, let me know. Part of a lot of WhatsApp groups also where 90% junk comes in, but sometimes you get something exciting as well. So go through that as well. And obviously then you have a lot of portals like Crunchbase, Angel.co, you have Let's Venture, and then obviously our own database where I have to jump in on a weekend. So I think a lot of stuff, but I think I love reading, and I think that's why we are here today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Leenesh. It's finally over to Siddharth.
Yeah. So a few for me, it's a few online subscriptions that we have. One of my favorites, I think, is The Economist, which I really like reading. Apart from that, I've also been reading a lot of good authors. So Yuval Hariri or Nassim Nicholas Taleb, these few authors they've written some really interesting works, and it's given a good time to catch up on their reading and catch up on their books. So that's definitely one thing I've really enjoyed reading. And yeah, apart from that, just watching some nice docu-series, some good, nice like news outlets on YouTube or maybe, and yeah, a few videos sometimes also, yeah.
Thank you so much, Siddharth, and also big thanks and a good round of applause to all the panelists who have been, giving us a lot of inputs. And at this juncture, I'd like to invite Madam Janis for a brief closing thoughts. Over to you, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Hello. Yeah. So thank you so much once again to all the eminent speakers. I think personally, I have gained a lot of insights from here and looking forward to many more sessions where we can collaborate together. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Janis. And again, a good round of applause and thanks to all the panelists who have been with us till the very end and sharing lovely inputs today. And on behalf of Talk, we wish you all success to your business. Have a great weekend ahead. Until next time, for yet another episode of CEO Talk, this is me, Muthu, signing off. Thank you so much, all the panelists.